Listen, it's really important. I mean, it's just crazy that, like, you know, you grow up, and maybe the geek are inheriting the earth now, but prior to that, it was, you know, we were a niche market. It was tough. You were playing video games all day. You were a loser. Now it's like programmers run the world, and I love this stuff, man. I just want to keep it going, and you're just around all cool people, you know, no judging, no like, hey, you're into whatever, I'm into whatever, you know, it's all love. It's like, it's good stuff. It's cool. Yeah.
What if I told you there was a place, a time, a feeling where race, color, creed, and class doesn't exist, where everyone is created equal and no one is judged? Would you call it a dream? Where the only requirement to be accepted is to be true to yourself, even if yourself isn't you? What if you could be anyone? Who would you be? What if the joy of 1,000 laughs was held between the smile of a stranger? A place where myths and legends become tangible truths, and the unimaginable comes to fruition. Would you listen? Take a journey to Thy Kingdom Come. The comic culture makes up 1/3 of all U.S. convention attendees. According to CNBC, in 2018, New York Comic Con sold over 250,000 tickets and brought over $100 million to the New York City economy by way of hotel rooms, restaurants, public transportation, fuel, and entertainment. San Diego Comic Con generated over $140 million to the city. Combined, that's over $200 million in 8 days, with vendors paying anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 a day to display and advertise their products. If money talks, no one is saying more than comic culture. According to Business Insider, comic-based movies are 4 of the top grossing movies of all time when not adjusted for inflation. It is estimated that over $20 billion is spent by consumers annually on comic-related merchandise and entertainment. With revenue and attendance larger than some countries, it really can be considered a kingdom. But who are its citizens? Why does this culture grow exponentially with no signs of slowing down? Let's take a look. At the extreme risk of oversimplification, there are 3 major parts to what powers comic culture: gaming, anime, cosplay. Each are billion-dollar subcultures of the comic culture. Cosplay generates $9.1 billion annually. Anime generates $25.5 billion annually. But gaming generates $137.9 billion every year. The gaming industry alone generates more revenue than both film and music industries combined. In 2014, $83.6 billion were generated in gaming, while only $36.4 billion were generated for film. Knowing these facts, it is no surprise that the world's largest media company is the Walt Disney Company, a company whose entire origin is based on escapism and fantasy. But it takes more than money to create a culture. Usually the culture comes first, and then it's monotonized. So what makes comic culture different? Comic culture is the only industry that is actually powered by its fans. When the fans demand something, they get it from the creators. Unlike the automotive industry or others who follow trends and experts, the comic industry follows the exact feedback it gets from its population.
It's an absolute bucket list event for me. It's amazing to be here, and it's everything I expected and more. Everyone's been super friendly, and there's been so much to see, so it means a lot.
When I was a kid, that character in the comics inspired me more than any others. I mean, I love Spider-Man, I love all the other heroes, but Captain America kind of resonated with me. His character, his determination, everything about him was what attracted me to the character, so that's why I wanted to portray him. And I do this mostly now for children's events, charities, fundraisers, cancer awareness, visiting hospitals, things like that.
Both, really. Like, I started as just a regular con goer. Like, I started at New York Comic Con, and basically from there, I fell in love with it so much, and I wanted to be like one of the people with, you know, these amazing costumes. And from there, I think it started like with Mermaid Parade, and from that, I only had 24 hours to make a costume, and I fell in love with the process, even though it was so stressful, and just because the outcome was amazing, and that feeling was addictive. So it branched off from there, and I started going to cons, and after that, like, I just started making my own costumes, and it branched off from there. And then people complimented me so much that they're like, you know, if you can make this for me, or, you know, if you make costumes, I would really pay for it. So it sparked an interest. Yeah, basically. Yeah. It was. It's for me doing this for only 3 years now, it's like, I think I've grown a lot.
Considering the fact that this is my second year, honestly, it means everything to me. So I always was a big fan of cosplay. I followed it for years, but due to my work schedule and life experiences, I never had the chance to really do it until last year. And when, you know, Black Panther came to the MCU, I had to do it at that point. And when I came out here for the first time, you know, everyone was so welcoming and friendly, and not only did they enjoy my cosplay, but I enjoyed theirs, and I made friends, and I mean lifelong friends that I still talk to, that I just met at this con last year. You know, one of my close personal friends who I came up here with, actually, I met him last year at this con, and now he and I, tight.
This is my first time. I'm having an awesome good time, a blast. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I actually thought it was gonna be very rigid and tight and you can't get into spaces. Everything is open. There's a lot of booths. You can get in and talk to the vendors. You can interact with people. You can interact with the characters. It's awesome.
So my story with Andy goes back like 13 years. I looked like him in Love Actually. And then when he got cast on The Walking Dead, I would have people stop me all the time. And I actually didn't watch the show for years.
Really?
Yeah, it was something I didn't think I would be interested in. And then I got it so much, I decided to check it out, and I really fell in love with the show, so I'm a huge fan. But I didn't get into the whole cosplay until this year, actually, like 6 months ago.
like acceptance. You know, like everybody's on the same wavelength here. Nobody's judging. Everybody's costume is good to everybody, no matter what it is. Even if you're not in a costume, you're here, and this is like our time. Like I'm 58, so I've seen the geek culture from when this Comic-Con was small. I've seen it when it was like in a hotel lobby. I've not this particular one, but I've seen, yeah, and I've seen like the greats like Neil Adams. I saw him when they were like back in the 70s, and we came in the 70s, and it was small and everything. But now it's so huge, and we're accepted now. But before we were just like, oh, these guys read comic books, oh, these guys are corny, you know. So now we're the jocks of the world.
That's very true.
Well, it was funny, before the show even dropped and they casted Mike Coulter, I would have people be like, yo, you look like that guy that's gonna play Luke Cage. And then, I mean, I kind of, sort of, but the more the show went further on, I kept on getting stopped, then I bought a yellow shirt. Then it was over. So then I was like, this is kind of cool. Then I, just kind of, added little highlights, yeah.
It's just what he stands for. He actually what motivated me to work out and get in better shape, because last year I was heavier set. It was harder to put on armor and stuff like that, but I went from being 230 to about 199 right now. Thank you. And it's just, he was in the show, he's a symbol of peace, confidence. He gives me the confidence to push myself, get better at, what I want to do, and just get, healthier, and it makes me feel, a lot better. It's just really cool to watch.
Because I have people on social media always telling me that I look like her, like just randomly they'll comment saying Mother of Dragons, or they'll put the dragon, emojis and stuff. So I've just always been told that I look like her, and I love the show obviously, and I love her. So when we decided that we were coming to the US and we were going to come to Comic-Con, I was like, I have to go as Khaleesi. There's nothing else I can go as.
It's very important. Comic-Con is an escape, not just for someone like myself or Venom Pool over here, but for everybody. It's like, this is a judgment-free zone. People come here to get, like you see all the politics going on in the world. People are over it. People don't need all the negativity. This is fantasy. This is fun. This is make-believe. This is like adults being kids again. This is everything like people want, escaping. That's what this is to me.
It means a lot. It just means like, it's crazy for me. It's like a bridge. It's almost like, rather than just saying, oh man, like, this person should be here and that person should be there. It's like, you got different races, cultures, like orientation, the whole nine. Everyone's just here, just kind of like doing our thing, having fun. It's just like, I want this stuff to keep going, If only the world was like this, it'd be a better place.
Comic-Con, it's a connection, It's a feeling. It's what brings people together. Comic-Con is everything.
Good job.